Bring the Northern Bahamas. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A new queen now carries the title of Miss Grand Bahama, the crowning taking place recently during the annual pageant. Miss Grand Bahama will represent the country at several international events. Tonight, she talks candidly about the road to the crown. Italia Hall has the story.
5 young women participated in the 31st annual Miss Grand Bahama pageant recently, but only one lady could walk away with the crown. Raquel Munnings is now the 2017-2018 queen. She says the pageant was very competitive.
I started modeling when I was about 5 years old. I competed in the International Face of the Bahamas modeling competition, which I won. And because of that, I represented the Bahamas in Santo Domingo at the Little Princess of the World pageant, which I also won in 2006. And I modeled up until I was about 11, and after that I took a little break because I gained some weight. I wasn't the most confident person, and I guess in those situations you can either cry about it or make a change, and I decided to make a change. I stopped eating meat and dairy products, and because of that I lost about 60 pounds, gained a lot more confidence. Now here I am, Miss Grand Bahama.
And she says that's how she came up with her platform, which is geared towards building the self-esteem of young girls.
My platform is breaking society's false perception of beauty, and one of my plans is to implement a workshop called Beauty is Me, basically to build young girls' confidence, I guess training some modeling, makeup.
The young beauty queen says this year is expected to be a busy one for her.
I expect to be making a lot of appearances, a lot of things within the community services, marches, and other pageants.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Newly elected officers of the Junior Achievement Program on Grand Bahama participating in a training session this past Saturday as officials work to ensure that they are properly prepared for their various positions. Program Manager Ron Dames.
We'll be going through a number of activities, teamwork activities, what it means to execute business ethics, also the J program, the requirement that you need to focus on as you try to be outstanding entrepreneurs. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that they're fully equipped as they go back to their companies and lead their teammates through this J.
Officers and executive advisors believe the training is paramount to achieving a successful year.
It's important that we know how to run our J companies in our respective positions.
The significance of this training is to make sure that all of the officers in different companies do what they need to do to the best of their ability.
We're going to establish keys and roles and responsibilities for them to be an entrepreneur and successful in their life.
And today this training will take us to another level to improve what we had did last year, because we're going into a new era this year.
And now to our Generation Y report. Tonight we'll meet a young man who has his life in proper perspective. He set a career goal from an early age, and today he appears to be on course. Italia Hall has his story.
Novel Panto, Seneca, Cessna 172.
18-year-old Richard Burnside says he knew he wanted to fly planes from the age of 5. Every day his parents would take him to the airport where he would watch planes land and take off. Now during his last year in high school, Richard began aviation ground school to build hours, and he eventually went off to a private institution where he completed his private, instrument, and commercial certification.
I could fly any single engine under 200 horsepower. Anywhere I want to go, I could take passengers. I cannot get paid, but I could fly it wherever I want to go. And it took me 2 months. It was sort of a push because I wanted to get it over it, because I've done it for so long. I knew what I wanted and I got it over it. My instrument, I got my instrument in 3 months, which allows me to fly in low visibility or bad weather. So I got that. That was kind of a struggle because we normally train under a limited device called a hood, which allows you not to see outside. So it kind of was an adjustment from going and seeing outside to not seeing outside. So that was kind of a transition. And then I went to multi, which came to the big airplanes, as over here you can see.
He says next he plans on becoming an A&P mechanic.
An A&P mechanic is airframe and power plant, allows you to fix the outside of planes as well to fix the engine. So I'm going to start that in January.
For other persons who are interested in the field, he shares how he got started.
Even if you just sell for a private license, which you can go yourself and take, I would suggest that. Over here, they have a great school runs by Jamal Johnson, GB Aviation Center and Flight Training. You could start with them, I suggest that. Because I talked to many friends, they're in the last year of high school and they want to know how they could get started.
And for those who are not sure about a career choice, Richard says it's important to explore.
Some people, they don't have to push, so you may personally have to go and push yourself to do things until you find out exactly what you like. But it's not until you try something that you will find out. But if you sit home and do nothing or try to go and look for something, you will never know what you're good at or what you're best at.
And now it is time to ask the doctor.
Welcome. KMB from Freeport asked, will taking birth control pills for a long time affect me having a baby? Hi, and thanks for your interesting question. Many women have the misconception that when they go off the pill, that is somehow it washes out of their system before they get pregnant. This is not necessarily true. In fact, there have been lots of babies who were conceived when their mothers were on the pill. And numerous studies have shown that there's absolutely no increased risk of birth defects for those babies. Whether your fertility goes back to what it was before you were on birth control depends on several factors that have nothing to do with being on the pill itself. For example, you may be a lot older now than when you started the birth control pills. And as you may know, a woman's fertility starts to decline in her early 30s, with the decline speeding up after age 35. There are also numerous health and lifestyle issues that affect fertility. The good news is, with some exceptions, after you stop using birth control pills, your fertility should, for the most part, go back to what it's destined to be. If you have similar questions on women health issues, please email askdrbahamas@gmail.com. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away. A check on sports is up next with Ricardo Lightbourne.